The sign for Scott's Memorial Rink as we turn on the Macadam Road off the Ridge Road in the town of Chazy. Chazy community built this hockey rink many years ago. The name Scott's, two families suffered losses in separate traffic accidents. Scott House and Scott Walter, both youngsters who died in separate accidents, and their families were key factors in getting that built. But now there's a new building back here, in addition to the original hockey rink. This, I think, is considered a practice rink dedicated to memory of Roger Giroux, home of the Chazy Flyers. The Giroux family very much involved with the development of this location. I think this is the second year here, October 22nd, 2023. I think this is the second full season of usage. I was aware of its construction and witnessed much of it, but it's my first trip inside. As you see, it's a small rink. Get the youth out here, the younger ones, and gives them the full court experience, full ice experience. And these rinks, community funded. They're self-sustaining. A lot of dedicated people keep these two little rinks going, and we're going to head upstairs now where a warm room is going to be dedicated in memory of Jerry Barcomb, a past president of the Hockey Association here in Chazy. Oh, many locals are gathering in here, family members and other folks of interest are gathering here. They have a plaque up there in memory of Roger Giroux, and there's a new one dedicating this room here to Jerry Barcomb. Many of us remember as that smiling face, the smiling pharmacist at Musso Pharmacy in Chazy.
Welcome. If you would like a seat, go ahead and sit down, and we'll do a little bit of introduction and welcome. And before y'all leave, please sign our guest book over there. What a great day we're going to be having, celebrating Jerry on his birthday. So I am going to turn it over to our club president, Roger Giroux, and then we'll take it from there, and then we're going to have snacks after and open skate. So enjoy our little time here together.
Thanks, Van. I don't know, 2 events in 2 days for Chazy Youth Hockey for some of us. I think we're, my voice is hoarse from the event we had. But we had a tremendous event last night. They had a gala fundraiser up at PEX, and I know Carissa and all the younger, the families were involved. That was just a great event. Still recuperating, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And we appreciate it because it was done for a fundraising cause to help our cause here at the rink. So very appreciative of that. But seriously, so for some of you guys and gals, so we have two, basically as the club grew, we split up into two. We have a rink committee and we have the youth hockey committee. So more or less the old guard, the Houses, the Walters, myself, family, the Gays. I don't leave the people out, but there's a group of us. So we basically see to the rinks in the facilities and get ice made, and take care of problems, right, Steve? Help fundraise, try and keep, just keep the wheels on here. And Steve does a bunch, George does a bunch, James, who's our current. So our youth hockey committee is separate, run by. We decided that we wanted the youth hockey committee to be run by active youth hockey parents. Because as the old guard, we were kind of felt that we were, it was time to make a split. So anyways, James Jeanette, who's our youth hockey, he's the youth hockey president, he's here with us tonight this afternoon as well. But long story short, we split up probably, I lose track of time, it's been 5, 6 plus years, maybe 7, 8, and so we take care of the facilities, and then we have the youth hockey program, and that's run by active youth hockey parents. And that really has worked out quite well. And we're very, very appreciative of everybody involved with that. And it's like the event that we had last night, it was all the younger parents, and it was, I have to say that I probably didn't know a third of the people that were there, just because I guess I'm showing my age and I've been out of the youth hockey program for so long. But it was just nice to see the program. We were, we were probably 50 to 75 kids, and going back to, I know the Barcombs for years, it was probably, I think we treaded on that 50 kid for a long time, and then we grew to 75 to 100, and we've been pushing 200 kids here the last 3, 4, 5 years, probably more. I've been kind of been holding at that, so we're very, very thankful for that. And we get a lot of hockey people involved, a lot of hockey guys and gals, and it's just been, we've been very fortunate, and this facility is part of that. We over the years, we did get one grant from the NHL to help us with our big facility. We had a lot of volunteer help back in the day when we got it built. We literally, basically built a building. We got some money. We had a lot of donations and a lot of labor that was donated. So we built that facility, got that up and going, got our bills paid, and as we were going forward, we said, hey, what's our next project? So this became the next project, and we had the boards. The field house, when they put new boards in, probably 10 years ago, had donated a whole set of boards. So we had them in trailers stored for a number of years. So we had all the boards, the glass. I mean, it was a great donation. It's a beautiful part of the rink, and we were able to take out a note, get the building built. Again, we had a lot of labor, a lot of volunteer labor that helped get the facility put together. We had a lot of donations, and thus why we're here today. On behalf of the Barcombs, who have donated this whole warm room facility here, basically was their idea, and Noreen had caught myself and Steve, and had wanted to do something. And as you can see, it's a beautiful facility. You're out there, it's like a little skybox here. It's just it's the comments that we get on this facility, on this warm room, when people come in here, they can't. It's amazing. They can't believe it. And we get a lot of requests, James. The great teams come, and they want to come because, especially the younger teams, they want to come to Shazy, and they want to play in their little rink. So it really has been. It's just been very, very popular. And the kids can play in multiple teams. We can play earlier. We get a lot of teams like that come and play. So it's been a great story. It's been very, very fortunate on a lot of number of people, number of families who've just given over the years. So I'm just trying to get, not trying to ramble here too much, but trying to give everybody a basic backdrop of, I know especially with Ricky and Jim, I see here in the Barcombs, the guys that go way back, and I want to go back to when Jerry and Noreen, and I know Ricky and Jim, I know you guys were involved back then, and at that point, there was a little bit of a vacuum there, I think a little bit of a hole, and you guys, honestly, you guys saved the program from falling apart and going away. There's no doubt about it. I know you struggled with, Noreen, I know we talked about it, Jim as well. You guys were 30, 40, 50 kids. You barely had teams, enough kids to field teams at levels, and I know you were a number of years. And then, the dream started with the facility, which, hard to believe, is, I guess I remember it was 2000, so 23 years ago. Has it been that long that we started over here, I believe, Steve and Dale Ann? Sure.
Started putting the driveway in 96.
96. Right, the first term at those pictures, it's 2000, right? Am I right on that?
2001.
2001.
Yeah.
It's where has the time gone? But anyways, it's been 3 years, just on 25 years. If you go back to 96, obviously, plus even a little more than that. So it's been quite a story. It's been quite a ride. And enough about us and the facility. We're here today for the Barcombs and for Jerry. And the Barcomb, what you guys did, everybody, we all know, seriously, those years, you kept it together, and it was for quite a few years. And I know Jim and Rick, and I know there's a few other people here as well. And if it wasn't for that continuity, we probably wouldn't be here today. I truly mean that. And that is, it was tough. And I remember talking with you guys about the fundraising and the equipment, and the door-to-door, and the ice time, and when we started, we were in Ross's Point once a week. They had a high school game. We didn't have practice. So thus everything just got started here. So enough about us, and I just on the backdrop, we're here for the Barcombs. I believe Lee would like to say a few words on behalf of the family.
Yes, thank you. Thanks, Greg. You took a little of my thunder away, but that's all right. We'll elaborate a little bit on our history, our family history with Shazy Youth Hockey. like Craig mentioned, Jim and Rick both being here, that's two of my first three coaches, with Mr. Madigan being my first coach. So really great to have everybody here that's able to come today. So the Barcomb started in 1976 with Shazy Youth Hockey. I was 3 years old. I was the first one to pull a Flyers jersey on. So 76 is when my dad and mom became active with the program. And then I want to say early to mid 80s is when Dad became president of Shazy Youth Hockey, and Mom helped him out. He did president, treasurer, and scheduler back then. Both of them did those jobs, and that was quite a task back then to try to find teams and ice time, especially when I first played. It was at the rec park. They had an outdoor rink at the rec park behind where the new part of the cemetery is, where the ball diamond is now, one of the ball diamonds. There was an outdoor rink there. The fire department would flood the rink, and then we'd play out there. We'd bundle up in coats and hats and mittens and skate around and that sort. That was long before this was even thought of, these beautiful facilities we have now. So back then, in the 80s, a lot of youth commissions had their own teams. Keysville, Cumberland Head, Line Mountain, places like that. And at one point in time, there was a decision made to merge a lot of those into one larger conglomerate to compete with the likes of the Plattsburgh Roadrunners and PYH, and that was the Clinton County North Stars. There was a big push for Shazy to join that merger, and my dad dug his heels in. He didn't want any part of that, luckily he was able to convince everybody that we wanted to remain Shazy, and because of that, Shazy was able to stay. Like Craig had mentioned, there were teams that I played on that had fewer than 10 players pretty much throughout my entire career. Jim was telling me a story that I didn't remember before we started here, where we went into a game with 6 players, and as you know, 6 players is enough to field one line with a goalie, and so that happened more than once. So even with small numbers, we were able to persevere. And Shazy Youth Hockey and the Flyers grew into what we have now. Thankfully that was able to take place due to my dad's French stubbornness and unwillingness to merge with the others. The Shazy, and this kind of is more of a local thing. Shazy was able to help, Shazy Youth Hockey able to help the Beekmantown Hockey Club reestablish themselves in high school hockey. It was my Bantam team that was approached and asked if we would consider playing high school hockey for Beekmantown, and we had a big parents meeting. I remember that well, and it turns out we all decided we wanted to play high school hockey, and it was kind of a ragtag crew that first year that Beekmantown went back into the high school program, but the Shazy folks were the kind of the base of that crew. So without Shazy sticking around, Beekmantown High School wouldn't have made its way, and certainly we wouldn't have these facilities that we have here. Thanks to many people for their contributions to this warm room. Certainly the Giroux family for all of their assistance. The Demers family and Adams Glass for their donations of the glass. Steve Walter and everybody that helped to put this room together, all the hours of work. Thank you very much. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
We're all set. Thank you. Please come get some food, okay? And mingle and share the stories. And then we have open skate. If anyone wants a snack and wants to zoom to open skate, you go right ahead. The rink is at your disposal.
And here we see a close-up of Roger Giroux. I guess this rink was dedicated 2 years ago, December 18th, 2021. In Roger's memory. And here is a close-up of the community warm room dedicated in memory of Jerry Barcomb, past club president, on this October 22nd, 2023. And we can't really let this date pass without mentioning one of the families that Craig Giroux mentioned was the Gay family, and Eva Gay just recently left us, and I know he and a whole bunch of his sons, about 6 of them I think, helped in the construction. I remember Steve Gay saying, I got another weekend there helping my brothers out at building that hockey rink. So real community effort that continues here, something that Shazy should be proud of, and the efforts will continue here in Shazy, and it's nice to have this dedication in memory of the smiling pharmacist from Musso Pharmacy, Jerry Barcomb. Another quick look at the little rink here inside the Roger Giroux facility. And as we close outside, we'll say that the parking here will be expanded shortly, probably be working on that next year. The process of getting the surrounding land into the ownership of the hockey people is going to be happening very, very shortly. This original property here was donated by Woodmen of the World, Chapter 462, Lodge 462, and we were proud to make that donation a quarter of a century or so ago. And the surrounding property is owned by Woodmen, and there are plans to get this property into the hands of the hockey club so they can expand their parking. There is parking in the front, and there's parking back here, but obviously a little more parking would come in very handy.